Hey guys, from the last tutorial we were looking at relative cell referencing, and I go back to the example that they given about the items, price per items. Then I've introduced a new label for this column, that is column C, and I've introduced a label called profit to help us in calculating the percentage profit. And assuming that the percentage profit value is 10%, then we want to use absolute cell referencing to be able to calculate the profit for these items, assuming that the percentage profit was at 10%. So how do we go about this? Remember, in last tutorial we looked at relative cell referencing, and we said that the difference between relative and absolute cell referencing is that in absolute cell referencing, the value of this cell reference is used in all the calculations. So I just give an example. So assuming that we want to calculate the profit of the brush in this row, then we have to insert a formula here where we want our value to be, where we want to multiply the value of this price, that is the value of this item, multiplied by the percentage profit, which is 10%. So how do you go about this? We insert a formula in this cell where we want our value to be, and we start with an equal sign, like always when we are using formulas. So we are going to say is equals to, then we are going to create a relative cell reference, the value of B2, and then we are going to say that we want to multiply this by the value here. Of course we are using cell referencing, so the value here will be presented by F2, and then after that we hit the enter button to get the profit. So for 100 shillings for the sale of brush, this person will make a profit of 10%. So what does that mean? It means that for each of these items we need to calculate now their profits. And just to jog with your mind, if you copied this formula in this cell without doing the absolute cell referencing, then you are going to see what we get. So what do we do? Let's do this. If you copied this formula, of course you are going to go back to copying in the next tutorial, so don't be scared about copying. So I just drag this like that, and then boom, whatever you see here are values which are 0. But of course, with values present here, you cannot have the profit as 0. So what is the reason for this? The reason for this is because we have used relative cell referencing, and if I click on this cell down here, you are going to see that the formula changes. The value here goes to F3, but our value here is located in F2. So what do we do for our value to remain as 10%? So this is where the key point is. So we go back to our formula and we click around that point, because we want to add a symbol to tell our worksheet that this value of this cell should remain. So what do? We click before the cell which we want to make absolute, and then we add a dollar symbol before F, and then again we still add a dollar symbol before 2, so that our new formula now reads as B2 multiplied by dollar symbol F and dollar symbol 2, and then I click on enter. You can see the value of this cell remains, but what if we copy the formula? Let's see what happens. You can see as we copy now the formula now to the other cells, the values changes, because if I click on this cell around this point, you can see that the value still remains the value in F2, because I have done absolute cell referencing. And that is how we do the absolute cell referencing. Maybe something to note in absolute cell referencing is that you must add the dollar symbols before F and also before 2, because you can note that if I don't add the dollar symbol, if I remove the dollar symbol before 2, and I assume that I've used the absolute cell referencing by just adding the dollar symbol before F2, then I'll have a different value. Let me just edit this. I'll have a different value in the other cells. Let's see. So you can see that the cells cannot read as absolute. So what I need to do is that I need to add a dollar symbol before each of the entries here. So dollar symbol 2, and then click on enter. Then I copy the formula to the other cells, and then I can be able to calculate the percentage profit. So thanks guys for watching, and remember to hit the subscribe button. Also like and share this video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next tutorial.